So this lady pastor, or I guess prophetess, or whatever title that she want to proclaim herself to be, right? She had some very interesting words to say about Beyonce. So let's take a listen, and I'll give you my perspective.
Bowed to the systems of the world. You have bowed. Any of you who are going to Beyonce's concert, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. How dare you call yourself a Christian? I don't care what pastor you got that is okay with it. I don't care what pastor you got that think it's cool. I don't care what pastor you got that's singing along to their song because they want some clout. Why you think that man called himself Jehovah? It was short for Jehovah. When a witch has a coven, it's normally a small thing. Witches' covens are normally 3 to 7 people. When it becomes thousands, it's called a hive. Y'all are part of that lady beehive? And you call yourself a Christian? May the dealings of the Lord come upon you. You think this is small stuff. You think you not going to that lady's concert is not an initiation. You think you not going to that concert is not a ritual. You think you not going to concert
Dramatic music is
it's not a gate. That entire concert is a gate. How dare you call yourself a Christian?
Let's talk about it, y'all. All right. Um, those of you who been following my streams and stuff, right? One thing I have mentioned about myself is that I used to be a associate pastor at one point in time in the Christian belief. All right. So a lot of stuff that this prophetess is talking about right now, um, it's a lot of it's a lot of stuff that she's talking about that I used to talk about a long time ago when I was a associate pastor about Jay-Z, Beyonce, about the music industry and everything and stuff, right? I used to want to preach on sermons and stuff, um, informing people that the music industry was part of a satanic ritual and all this different stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I was teaching that to people is because in my mind, in my mind, due to me being part of the Christian belief system, right? If nothing didn't line up to what I believed in, which is line up with the word of God, I was taught that in my belief that it's considered pagan or it's considered as the devil. And so I went through this whole process of believing this whole belief system. That, like I said, I taught it, had sermons about it, I had seminars about it, all kind of stuff, teachings about this and stuff. So the things that she's talking about is nothing new to me because I have taught it prior. All right, I done taught it on prior. Now, since I have since I now had denounced that whole faith of Christianity and stuff, right? I see things from a entire different perspective now, versus how the way I used to see it. I see things more not only just an open mind, but I have a clear understanding about why people do what they do. Okay. Now, true enough, as we seen even in the Grammys and stuff that happened in the Grammys. We know that Hollywood is weird as hell. We know that. We know that different higher up people do. They're all part of some type of religious set. Beyonce and Jay Z is no exception to the rule. They are. They're a part of a religious set. They're part of a type of African spirituality. Okay. That's the reason why Jay Z called himself Hova because he believed that in his belief system that he believed that he believed that he's not quote unquote the creator of God, right? But he believes that since he's been made in the image of God, therefore he's a child of God, therefore he could carry the title of the creator, which is Hova or Jehovah. Okay. But in the Christian belief system, right? one of the main reasons that I got out of that belief system is that the Christian belief system want to put people um in a box. Okay, they want to keep people contained. They don't want people to expand their horizons, or expand their mind, or expand their spirituality. And the reason why it's like that is because through the foundation of Christianity, it was always used as a mean to control people. Say again, Christianity was always used in a mean to control people. It wasn't in a mean to uplift people. It wasn't in a mean to inspire people to be a greater version of themselves. It always built to control people, to help people always under a system. In this example with Christianity, they have hierarchies. The hierarchies are the bishops, the archbishops, the popes, the pastors, the associate pastors, the ministers, the preachers. She called herself a prophetess, the prophets, um, and all these different people who have a hierarchy. Then at the very bottom of the list, you have people that's part of what is called a congregation. Okay. So the Christian belief system always put people in a bubble to never let them be at their higher self ever. That if you ever think about being at your higher self, that therefore you're considered as pagan, you're considered as satanic, you're considered as the devil using you. Now the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because this prophetess, she made a point where she was first of all calling herself trying to rebuke people, right, for trying to go to Beyonce concert. Which, in all honestly, I know that Beyonce concert is high as hell. I wouldn't even recommend people going there unless you just have money to blow. But that's neither here nor there. But if that's something you want to do, then go ahead. But she started out by rebuking people, right? Then also she started going into this whole narrative, this whole spiel, right? Where she started talking about that Beyonce, she's part of a hive, she's a witch, and all these different things like that. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because the reason why I'm bringing up the Christian thing is that the Christian belief system is no different from her allegedly calling Beyonce a witch. The Christian belief system is part of all that paganistic stuff in a way. In fact, she's doing the same exact thing what Beyonce doing right now. Same as that thing. She got people who came to hear her preach a word, right. Some people travel 20 or 30 miles just to hear her preach this word. Some people probably travel out of state to hear this word. She got a band back there. So therefore you can safely say that she's putting on a performance. Now some of y'all may say, hold on, everybody, hold on, man. How's this just like Beyonce? How's she just like Beyonce? She's not paying nobody. You forget. Prior before she on coming up, and I'm pretty sure after when she leave, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna take her what is known as an offering. Whenever you hear the word offering, that is also part of a ritual. Same thing what rituals do, right? Same part of a ritual. Same as that thing. Taking up an offering, and this offering is meant so you could prove to God that you love God by giving a portion of your earnings. Same difference with what people do with Beyonce. People prove that they love Beyonce by buying her tickets. They'll come travel thousands of miles away. They'll pay for a ticket and sit down and hear Beyonce sing. Beyonce got a band and everything. She holds a mic the same way how this lady doing it as well too. Same exact way. So there's no difference between what she's talking about and what Beyonce got going on too. And this is the reason why I wanted to bring this on video up to y'all and give y'all my perspective about it, because at the end of the day, there's nothing different. And I'm gonna say this one last thing. In their Christian Bible that they believe in, right? Jesus had gave a one sermon and stuff, right? And part of his sermon, he said this. He said to judge ye not, unless you'll be judged. Then also he had gave the example of the speck in the person eye and stuff, right? Jesus had said this. He said that, hey, how you gonna sit up here and tell some that something was wrong with one person when you haven't even examined yourself? How you gonna tell a person to remove the speck out of their eye when you got a speck in your eye too? Would it make sense for you to first remove the speck out of your eye first? Then once when you remove that speck out of your eye, you will see clearly about what really is going on. Then you be able to make a righteous judgment. So in that scenario, in that example, this woman, she has that same speck in her eye, and she ain't seeing clearly of the bigger picture. I used to, like I said, I used to be just like her. I used to have this speck in my eye too. But once when I went and examined myself and I removed that speck in my eye, that's when I start seeing clearly about the truth about everything. And I start seeing that everything is connected to everything. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think this prophetess is right about what she's saying about Beyonce? Or do you have a different perspective versus what I'm telling y'all right now about this? Let me know what y'all think.